Yes, where have I been, you may be wondering? Well, YouTube decided to ban me for a week. So in today's shader video, I will be checking out 5 new shaders which I have not covered before. If you would like to download them, all the download links in the description, so make sure you do check them out. So the first shader we will be checking out is YamaRin's Legacy Shader. So getting into this shader, as you can see, it just looks really amazing. I definitely love the clouds in this shader. They definitely look really awesome. Anyway, moving on to the water, which is really lovely. As you can see, it has the sun reflection, which is really awesome. It has a really nice wave. I do like the movement of the water on top. It also has the cloud reflections on top of the water, which is really awesome. And the underwater effect is really satisfying to look at, which is awesome. Here's a cheeky challenge for the video. Every time I say awesome, do a push-up. Hoo-ah! The overall color tone for this shader is very lovely, so I definitely recommend checking this one out. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. So the next shader we will be checking out is GLSPGRVT2. What a name for a shader. This shader will be getting updated sometime in the near future because I do follow the creator on Twitter, and it definitely looks awesome in the update. So when the update does drop, I will probably do a video on it because, you know, I love shaders, and if I can showcase it, I definitely will. So this shader is really cool. The clouds are really unique. I do like the clouds with this shader. They look really cool. The clouds also have a reflection on top of the water. And speaking of the water, it looks really lovely. It also does have a pretty good color tone to the world, which is really nice. A nice bright, vibrant feel to it, which is really cool. The sun is really nice and bright. I mean, every sun is nice and bright these days, am I right? I like in this shader though when it is a sunrise. As you can see, the sunbeams coming off the sun there, which is really awesome. And it does have the sun reflection in the water as it does rise. It is definitely a nice effect to have in Pocket Edition. The nighttime in this shader is quite lovely. As you can see, it has some nice colors as well with the torches, and just the lighting in general is really lovely. This shader also recommends to set the brightness to 50, so if you do download it, make sure you set it to 50. So moving on to the next one, which is Fancy Misty Shaders. Now this shader, another shader I will showcase, is actually made by the same creator of YamaRin Legacy. Anyway, in the shader, as you can see, it does have a really lovely sky. I do love the blue color tone to the sky there. It looks really satisfying. The clouds are also quite lovely as well, which is nice to see. So with this shader as well, you can see it does have the reflections of the sun and clouds on the water, which is really cool. Once again, it does have a really lovely water surface. It's just a satisfying water surface to look at. It is definitely aesthetic, so it is a really lovely water. Once again, underneath the water, it does look really beautiful. As you can see, it just looks amazing to look at. I forgot to mention with the legacy version of this shader and also this shader, if you are using Windows 10 1.16.100 or below, you can actually run these shaders. However, if you have updated to Windows 10, the Render Dragon update, you cannot use this shader because it is not supported on Render Dragon. Anyway, moving on to the next shader, which is NewB Shader. So this is actually a really early access version. So the creator did release it, but it is still a work in progress. Make sure you stay up to date with the creator so you can see any future updates. But anyway, this shader is actually a really lovely shader. I want to say this one is maybe more for the lower end devices because it doesn't really kill your device, if I'm being honest, but it is still a very lovely shader. It does have a unique sun, as you can see, and the clouds are looking not too bad, if I do say so myself. The water does have sky reflections, but the cloud reflections is a work in progress, so I believe he will make it better in the next future updates. Underneath the water does look really lovely. As you can see, it has some really cool water acoustics, which is nice to see. It even has a lava wave, which is really cool to see. And of course, it's got the plants wave, like the leaves, vines, grass, all those cool crops. It's got that nice breeze in the wind. This shader also has a really lovely rain effect. So as you can see, when it is raining, it does have the wet reflections on top of the surface. It really does have a realistic effect to it when it does rain, and it just feels really realistic. Moving on to the last shader of the video, which is SkyLec Shader. So this shader is once again made by YamaRin. So this shader is actually pretty cool and definitely aesthetic. So looking into the skies, it does have that lovely blue background to it. The water reflection with the sun there kind of gives me the vibe of some older Minecraft shader reflections, which is really cool and I really do like it. The water is just a really satisfying water to look at. It definitely gives the water a really realistic effect to it. Going underneath the water, as you can see, it does have a nice underwater effect to it as well, and it also does have the waves for the water, the leaves and the grass. Of course it does, like why wouldn't it? It does have a really nice color tone to the world as well, so make sure you do check out all of these shaders because they're awesome. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite shader, and hopefully I don't get another strike from YouTube so I can not be banned from uploading. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. I will see you in the next one, and peace.